New York, a freezing winter afternoon in 1998. The wind howled between the towering skyscrapers, blowing snowflakes across the crowded streets. Emma tightened her thick coat around her as she hurried through the bustling crowd at Grand Central Station. She had to catch the last train to Boston. Today was an incredibly important day. Her mother was in the hospital, and the doctor had just called with bad news: her condition was worsening. Emma couldn't afford to be late. She had bought her ticket early in the morning and kept it securely in her coat pocket. It was the only ticket that would get her home in time. The station was packed with thousands of people rushing to their destinations. Trains arrived and departed in rapid succession, while announcements echoed overhead. Emma quickened her pace, her eyes fixed on the large digital clock above the ticket booth. Only 20 minutes until departure. She sighed in relief. She would make it. But then, something made her stop. In the corner of the station, a homeless man sat huddled on the cold floor. His tattered coat did little to shield him from the biting winter air. In front of him was a worn cardboard sign with shaky handwriting. "I need a ticket to get home to my family. Please help." Emma glanced around. Hundreds of people passed by without stopping. Some stole a quick glance at him, but no one paused. She hesitated. She couldn't help him. She only had one ticket. If she gave it away, she would miss her train. And she might never get the chance to see her mother again. But then, deep inside, a gentle voice whispered, "Trust me. Give." Emma swallowed hard. She knew this was God speaking to her. But what should she do? Emma stepped closer to the man. He looked up at her, his tired blue eyes filled with quiet desperation. He didn't say a word. He simply held onto his sign, as if it were his last hope. "Where do you need to go?" Emma asked. "Boston," he replied, his voice hoarse from the cold. "My family is there. I've been saving up. But I'm still short. I just want to go home." Emma's heart tightened. Boston. The same destination as hers. She looked down at the ticket in her hand. This was all she had. If she gave it away, she would be stranded in New York. She closed her eyes. A verse from the Bible echoed in her mind. "Give, and it will be given to you." Luke 6 verse 38. Emma opened her eyes, smiled softly, and placed the ticket in his hand. "God bless you." The man's eyes widened in disbelief. Tears welled up as he clutched the ticket. "Thank you." "I don't know what to say." As Emma turned to leave, the realization hit her: she no longer had a way to get home. And the train would depart in just a few minutes. Emma stood frozen, a sense of emptiness washing over her. She had done the right thing. But now she had no way to reach Boston. Just then, a voice spoke from behind her. "Excuse me, miss. You just gave that man your ticket, didn't you?" Emma turned around to see a middle-aged man in a train station uniform. "Yes," she admitted, unsure of what was happening. The station worker smiled. "Do you believe in miracles?" Emma blinked. I do." The man held out a ticket. "A passenger just cancelled their trip at the last minute. We have an extra seat. And I think God wants you to have it." Emma's heart pounded. She took the ticket, feeling as if God himself had placed it in her hands. She boarded the train, tears rolling down her cheeks, not out of loss, but out of overwhelming gratitude. God had provided. When Emma arrived at the hospital, she held her mother's frail hand and recounted everything that had happened. Her mother smiled weakly, squeezing her daughter's fingers. "Emma, that's exactly how God works. When you give in faith, He always provides." A deep peace filled Emma's heart. She knew now, without a doubt, that God never abandons those who follow His word. And from that day on, she never doubted His guidance again. Because when we plant seeds of kindness, God makes them blossom in ways we can never imagine. Lessons from the story. Electric light bulb. When you give in faith, God will provide for you. Electric light bulb. Nothing happens by coincidence in God's plan. Electric light bulb. A small act of kindness can change a life forever. Open book Bible references. Acts 20 verse 35, Matthew 6 verse 33, Luke 6:38.